Hey there. Subscribe to my channel. And also press this bell icon.
It was a chilly autumn morning in the heart of the city. The tall glass towers glistened with the reflection of the rising sun, and the streets below bustled with workers rushing to their jobs. Among them was a woman few noticed, a woman whose name was Elena Petrova. She was a cleaning lady, a janitor in one of the most prestigious companies in town. Every day she wore the same faded uniform, carried her worn-out cleaning cart, and moved silently through the luxurious halls that were never built for people like her. The employees in their expensive suits often ignored her, sometimes even mocked her. To them, she was invisible. But Elena had something no one could see: dignity, patience, and an inner strength that no fortune could buy. She lived in a small rented apartment on the edge of the city with her teenage daughter, Sofia. Her husband had passed away years ago, leaving Elena to face life's storms alone. She worked 2 jobs just to put food on the table and save a little for Sofia's education. Many nights she would come home exhausted, her hands red and raw from scrubbing floors, yet she would smile at her daughter and encourage her to study hard, reminding her that better days would come. Meanwhile, in the same city, there lived a man who could not be more different from Elena. Viktor Mikhailov was a billionaire businessman, owner of multiple companies, and one of the richest men in the country. Known for his arrogance and pride, he believed money could buy anything: power, respect, even loyalty. He was admired by some, feared by many, but loved by few. Viktor often hosted grand parties in his skyscraper office building. The champagne flowed endlessly, the most famous celebrities and politicians attended, and luxury was displayed in every corner. But beneath the glitter, he was a man who trusted no one and valued people only by their wealth and status. One morning, Viktor arrived at the office earlier than usual. The grand lobby was almost empty, except for Elena, who was on her knees scrubbing the marble floor. She didn't notice him at first, but when she did, she quickly stood up and moved aside. "Do not scratch the marble," Viktor said coldly, adjusting his designer suit. Elena lowered her eyes. "Yes, sir." Something about her calmness irritated him. To him, she was just a cleaning lady, yet she didn't look desperate or fearful, just humble and steady. Viktor smirked. "Tell me, do you like cleaning floors all your life? Don't you want to be rich?" Elena looked at him for a moment. "Riches don't define happiness, sir. What matters is honesty, health, and family." Her words struck him unexpectedly, but he brushed it off with a laugh. "Honesty, health, family. Those don't pay the bills. Money is everything, woman. If you had $5 million, you would understand." Elena wiped her hands on her apron. $5 million won't bring back the people I've lost. It won't buy true love or respect." Viktor's pride was challenged. He wanted to prove her wrong. So, with arrogance in his voice, he said loudly, "Fine, I'll give you a challenge. If you can do something, anything, that truly impresses me, I will give you $5 million. The few employees present gasped. They thought it was a joke, a cruel game. Elena, however, simply nodded and said softly, "I don't need your millions, sir. But I accept your challenge, not for me, but for my daughter." From that day, whispers spread through the company. Everyone mocked Elena, saying she had no chance. What could a poor cleaning lady possibly do to impress a billionaire who had seen and owned everything? Days passed. Viktor waited for Elena to approach him with some desperate attempt, maybe begging, maybe trying to do something foolish. But she remained the same. She cleaned, she smiled politely, and she left quietly at the end of her shift. One evening, Viktor was leaving the office when he overheard voices from a small corridor. He paused. It was Elena speaking to her daughter on the phone. "I'm sorry, Sofia," Elena whispered, her voice trembling with exhaustion. "I'll be late again tonight. Eat the soup I left in the fridge, and don't forget to finish your homework. One day, my dear, all this hard work will be worth it. I promise." Viktor stood in silence. Something stirred inside him, something he had not felt in years. Still, he shook it off and told himself he didn't care. But Elena did not forget his challenge. Instead of trying to impress him with tricks or desperate acts, she continued to work with dignity, never complaining, never asking for favors. Weeks turned into months. Viktor's curiosity grew. Finally, one winter evening, Viktor was hosting a massive charity gala at his skyscraper. Politicians, businessmen, celebrities, all the most powerful people were present. The chandeliers sparkled, the orchestra played, and laughter filled the room. As the guests mingled, Victor noticed Elena quietly cleaning the hallway outside the ballroom. Suddenly, a commotion erupted. One of the guests, an important foreign investor, collapsed from a heart attack. Panic spread among the crowd. Nobody knew what to do. To everyone's shock, it was Elena who rushed forward. Calm and determined, she knelt beside the man, checked his pulse, and began performing CPR with steady hands. Years ago, she had taken first aid training at her community center, and now those forgotten skills saved a life. The paramedics soon arrived and confirmed that Elena's quick action had saved the investor. The guests erupted in applause, but Elena simply stepped back, wiped her hands, and returned to her cleaning cart as if nothing extraordinary had happened. Victor was stunned. For the first time, he felt genuine respect for someone outside his wealthy circle. The woman he had mocked had just saved his most important guest without asking for anything in return. After the event, he approached her. "Why did you do it?" he asked quietly. Elena looked at him calmly. "Because life is precious, sir. Rich or poor, every life matters." Those words shattered the wall around Victor's heart. He realized how empty his wealth was compared to the richness of her soul. The next day, in front of all his employees, Victor called Elena to his office. "You have won the challenge," he declared. "Your courage, your dignity, and your heart have impressed me more than anything money can buy. The $5 million are yours." Gasps filled the room, but Elena shook her head. "I don't want the money, sir. All I ask is a scholarship fund for employees' children, so that no child has to suffer because of poverty, like my daughter." Victor was speechless. A woman who could change her life forever refused wealth for the sake of others. That day, Victor not only created the scholarship fund but also learned a lesson he would never forget. True greatness is not measured by riches but by the goodness of one's heart. As for Elena, she continued her work, but her daughter received the education she had always dreamed of. And though she remained a cleaning lady in title, to everyone who knew her, she became something far greater, a symbol of dignity, strength, and love.